from my phone just to make sure I capture everything, and then even then my dad will ignore it. I don't even know if I'll even send this to my dad, and I'll be like, that's just camera noise. No, it isn't just camera noise. This is not camera noise. This is not camera noise. That doesn't look cartoonish. See, that looks like like an animation to me, like it looks cartoonish. And because there's all this overlap, it's like hard to make out. Also, you know, and I think that's because it's 3D and and it's, you know, the eye catches it. Like when I look over there, I'm like, oh, it does not. My eyes don't capture it quite like that. Oh, it's blurrier, and it's like I can see less detail, a lot less detail. That's not always the case. Okay, let me see. Where am I? Now, like above the picture, I'm seeing. I think it's spinning. No, that's the. It looked like a smoke detector, but it's not. And there's a smoke detector there, but the thing closer to the photo is just a place where there used to be some sort of like overhead light or something. It's just a cover. So you can tell there's like busyness happening. I can't tell there's that stuff swirling around that because it could be on the surface of the screen. But like, see, I see that with my eyes. I see this staticky right here, this static right here. I see that. I don't see it quite like the camera does. It's more out of focus looking to me. This thing right here, looks like kind of like a white light, but not really. Where I have like one contact in, one contact out, or just like, and that's only my like one. That's only the vision of the eye that I have the contact out in. So it's like, or like a white. Think of like a golf ball, but smaller, but like, but with my old vision, like totally out of focus. And it's like right. Looks like there's like a white, like in the corner, like right in the corner by the dresser, there. Like that's odd looking to my eye. Almost looks like there's a spotlight on it, but it doesn't look like a light. It looks like it's just like being painted white or something. It looks weird. The camera's not picking it up very well. It kind of is. But it looks like there's like a streak of whiteout going up the wall in the corner. It doesn't really show up that much in the footage. Kind of does a little bit right there at the bottom. It kind of spreads out a little bit. But this stuff, it doesn't look as colorful to me or as quite as noticeable to me. It's more out of focus, or it's more blurred, and like, but I do see like these little pops, like pop pop, and it looks three-dimensional. It looks like it's coming down from the ceiling, out from the wall. Looks like a hologram. Like that stuff over the dresser does not look like it's flat on the wall. It looks like it's over the dresser and possibly even beyond the front of the dresser. Like right there. This looks like an out of focus white thing. Where did it go? Now it looks slightly green or blue. If I get closer, I can't make anything out. And I don't know if there is anything to make out. Like as far as like content, like animated content or blah blah blah. But when I do this, the camera picks it up in a different way. Like I see it's just like blurry. It's just I almost don't. I can tell that there's like nonsense there, but it doesn't look as detailed. It's noisier in the camera, or more detailed in the camera, and more colorful. And Samsung's known for having more saturated colors. And like I see this stuff, but I don't really see like this yellow and green thing. It kind of looks like an animation to me of like not necessarily anything in particular. I keep seeing like these points in it that I don't know like how they pop up here. There's one right there. Right there. See? Oh, it kind of looks like it does to my eye. Kind of looks like an out of focus like spot of light, or just a color like a piece of paper. It's like it's just like a white or a slightly tinted green or something like that, or blue. I saw like something that looked like a little like blue, almost like a spark over here. Sometimes when I see those when I'm walking around or when I was in jail, sometimes I would see those, or they would do something like that. They'd say, "Ooh, did you see like a blue dot? Ooh, did you see like that?" I was like, I assumed that they were beaming something into like the back of my retinas or something. I didn't actually think it was something that anyone else would have seen had they been looking in the same place. It's interesting that the camera is picking it up now as well. See, I can't make this out, but it looks like an animated illustration of like just a lot of busy bullshit. See, and a lot of times these are like, if you zoom out, it's like a video mosaic. It's like a movie, like the illustration is something that is something like there's even a bigger thing. It's made up of, it makes up a bigger thing that's not as busy. And I'm like, this is obviously, I mean, it has to be computer generated. But then some of the content that I've seen is so bizarre and perverted, or the appearance of it is perverted, but then you look closely and you're like, oh, that's not that illustrated woman or like Muppet or whatever is not being penetrated, and like it's not being orally or otherwise being penetrated by a phallus.